Understanding who you are, who you really are, not by your first name, but who you really are, understanding this is the only thing you really need to get or truly understand in order to change the game for you in manifestation. Literally, once you can accept this, it will change your life. It will change that manifestation power of yours. It's like a jet propelled engine pushing you. If you want to change your life, if you're sick of basic bitch manifestation content, keep watching. Hello, my fellow limitless, flawless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you? Well, let's talk. Let's talk. We'll start with some basic bitch. If you want to work with me, or if you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithkimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the drop box below. They're in the screens that just went by. I have 2 channel memberships, one of which I go live with tomorrow evening, which will be Tuesday. I go live with them every single Tuesday at 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That is a zhuzhing group. We only discuss successes, success stories, tips, and tricks, not personal circumstances. You want to ask me questions about your personal circumstances? You're going to want to join the Hot Seat group, which I go live with them every single Friday at 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. You join that group, you have access to both groups, okay? I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Clapper, and I would love for you to join me everywhere. I also have my own little side gig personal channel where I just upload my life, and that is literally called Kimberly's Other Life. If you want to join me over there, I know several of you have, and I appreciate that. If you want to just, hang out with me for the sake of hanging out with me, come on over there. Kimberly's Other Life. It's down below in the Dropbox. If you are new here, how you doing? I'm Kimberly, and I am always like this, and I am obsessed with manifestation and changing my own personal life, let alone yours too. And this is the place to do it. So if you can handle my personality, feel free to subscribe and come back and see me. I would really, really appreciate it. I would appreciate your subscription. And thank you in advance for joining my fellowship of HBICs. What's an HBIC? It's the head bitch in charge of your reality. That's who. Head bitch. I think that's it. It's enough basic bitch. Let's get to it. So, I really have been thinking, what is it? What is it that people should understand, and understanding it and really accepting it, not surface layer accepting it, really deep down accepting it, believing it. What is it? What's the thing that if they only really trusted this, what could get them through their manifestation journey? What could get them through the journey? And I decided it's this. It's understanding truly who you really are. And I'm not talking about the individualized version of yourself, which we are choosing every single day. We are choosing a particular version of ourselves to be. I'm talking about how you're even able to make that decision. Because if this is something that you're still dabbling with, now listen, also, disclaimer, we're gonna be discussing the I am for a moment here. If you don't believe in God, that is fine. Remove that word and insert the words you do. But if you are struggling on your journey and you know that that is part of why, because you're struggling to accept the who you are, this is something that does matter. Now, can you manifest without truly believing in that? Sure. Sure you can. You've been doing it your whole life anyway. But I'm telling you that once you understand and accept, right? You understand and accept who the hell you are, it is going to light a fire under your ass. It's like a motherfucking jet engine. Why? Because other than just making the decision to be a particular version of yourself, which is how we're getting what we want. That's how you're doing it. You can make that decision over and over again, but if you're still fighting with that in your mind, you want to have the base layer of how I'm doing it, how I'm able to make that choice. You want to have that to lean on. So when you're having days where you're doubting, when you're overall disbelieving, maybe something upsets you in the 3D, maybe there's a circumstance you're dabbling with that you would like to see dissolved. If you really stood in acceptance of who you really are, you wouldn't fear anything. You wouldn't question where your manifestation is probably as often as you do now. And I'm saying that with love, I am. But, we often always turn to Neville Goddard in this community when we're talking about manifestation. And I still love Neville. This is not me poo-pooing on Neville, obviously. But there were other people who talked about this. And I'm saying not new age, this generation of peeps talking about this. I'm saying people have been talking about our mind and what it is doing, the power behind the mind and what it's doing since like dawn of time. But the problem is most people find that too woo-woo or cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs to accept, that it gets blown off, and then that person gets right back into the rat race of the 3D world, where you are believing everything you're experiencing in the 3D as the only true reality. You get sucked back in. And for the most part, that's like a permanent victim state. Now on this journey, it's par for the course to have your moments of spending some time in a victim state. I'm not wishing that on you. I'm saying if you're doubting who you are, and you're struggling to see that your specific person is not acting out of their own volition to treat you a specific way because you yourself are the only cause for what you experience, if you're struggling to accept that, the journey is going to be unnecessarily uncomfortable for you. So if you're sick and tired of that shit, then let's really talk about it. You are the absolute, pure, unadulterated consciousness. Pure, unadulterated consciousness. You are God. You are God. I know that probably sounds blasphemous. I know that's how I felt in my early days of the journey, but I'm telling you, that's who you are. You are God. And you are experiencing an individualized human 3D physical experience. I'm going to read you a little something from Ernest Holmes. This is from the book, The Science of Mind. If we traced man's history back into the dim past, we should come to a place where he did not consciously know himself. We would come to a place where instinctive man alone existed, for the self-conscious man had not yet evolved. Nothing can be more apparent than that man, as he now appears, is the result of growth and unfoldment. But in order to unfold, he had to have something from which to unfold. And since he is intelligent, he must have unfolded from an intelligent cause. Instinctive man then means that inner something or life which we do not see, but which is, of course, there. We might say that instinctive life is God in man, or the idea of God, working through man. But if instinctive man is an idea of God, why is he not perfect? The answer is that he is perfect. but that as soon as individuality is evolved, he must be left alone to discover himself. Even God could not make a mechanical individuality. If man is created with the attributes of self-choice and free will, he must be left alone. He must be let alone to make the great discovery for himself. You have been given this opportunity to experience your joys, to experience your desires, with using those powerful words of I am. But you had to find that yourself. You had to wake up yourself. You have to accept that yourself. Right? You can watch as much manifestation content as you want. But you've got to be the one to say, okay, I'm it. I am the only cause. I'm the only cause. Not blaming myself, not shaming myself for things that I've experienced, but I'm the only cause. And if I'm the only cause, then I must be pure, unadulterated consciousness, or I must be God, universe, higher power, source energy, moonbeams. You're it. I'm it. You're it. And there's nothing else in the way. You've been led to this, instinctively led to this. Most people turn this away. I know that when we're having doubtful days, the first thing we question is manifestation. And I'm not going to lie, this video was completely inspired by a less than favorable comment that was left. I tried to find it so I could read it word for word. Not to poo-poo on the person, but more of, because I want to address, this is a journey of self. And you can absolutely have whatever you want, literally have whatever you want. But let me tell you this, in this comment, this person was really frustrated. Sounds to me like this person was having a really rough day. That's what that message said to me. And this person pointed out that they'd been listening to me and Sammy. Because me particular, because she pointed that out, and particularly me, I'm so convincing. I'm convincing because I'm living it. I'm so convincing because I'm telling you the truth about my life. I'm telling you the truth about my experiences. And I am telling you, you are pure consciousness. You can label it whatever you want, but you are it, and you are absolutely choosing your life, good or bad. You're choosing it. You make that choice by deciding who you are. How do you decide who you are? I am blank blank. Whatever that is, that's who you are. And you've got the power to completely give your life a 180 experience. You can throw out all the techniques. You don't have to focus on anything. Just decide, this is who I am now. It can be as simplistic as that. But once you understand and have that in your little bucket of, I don't have anything else to worry about because I know who I am. And if I keep choosing a particular version of myself, I know I'm going to experience A, B, or C, or D. But you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to make that choice because you are the one projecting onto the 3D. You are. You, Mr. or Mrs. Viewer, you are. Once you have accepted and truly grasped that you are God, consciousness, universe, you will be able to look past all of the relentless, nonsensical, limited beliefs. You will be able to laugh in the face of limited beliefs. And you will see, as you interact with people, you will see their limited beliefs. You'll hear it. You won't be able to deny it. And you will start experiencing your joys if you choose to be that version of yourself. And for what it's worth, to the person in the comment, I'm sorry you having a shitty day. But you can't blame a content creator for sharing their experiences because you are stuck in a victim state. And listen, I have been there. I know what it's like to be stuck there. And I know what it's like to be angry at someone on YouTube. I know what it's like to be angry at someone talking about manifestation, especially when my life wasn't going right. Because I didn't want to look at myself. But this is a journey of self. And if you want change, real change, and you want to jet engine propel your manifestation game, take some time. Do your own reading. Do your own reflecting. Do your own testing. But you're God. You are pure, unadulterated consciousness. You want your specific person? Then decide that's who you are. You are the version of yourself that has that relationship. Decide you are on the right reality, the right timeline, the right time track. You want the money? Over there, Georgia, Lisa, Francis, you want the money? Then you start deciding that that's who you are. You are the version of yourself that is abundant. You have so much money you don't even know what to do with. You can't believe how fast money comes to you. You can't believe how much money you have. You have life-changing money now. And you didn't even have to figure out how it got there. So, let's see. Helen, Heidi, thinking of people's names, Pamela. You're manifesting a specific person? Then who are you being in this moment? Are you being the version of yourself that can have it? Because listen, stop the manifesting. Start the being. Being that version of self. How do you be? How do you make that decision? You simply tell yourself that that's who you are now. For some of you, I know that's difficult for you to accept and believe that it could be that simple to just say, I am that version of myself. Yes, it is that simple. But it's because of who you're being in this moment, you assume that there must be more than that, and therefore there will have to be for you. But you are literally God, and you can choose to be any version of yourself. There are no manifestations off limits. I know we've got, Jezebel and Jackassery in the background who have a problem with that. But we can't put limits on one thing and then say we're God or the universe or have the power of that behind it. Once you realize who you are, and this isn't some silly, I don't know, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs moment in our lives where we are, I am ruling the world. I could do whatever I want. It's not, don't make it nasty. Have fun with it. What you get to do is realize I don't have to be anxious anymore. I don't have to be fearful anymore. I don't have to do that. I don't have to be afraid that I'm not going to get what I want anymore. I don't have to pretend that I'm happy all the time. I don't have to pretend to like shit I don't like. I just have to decide that I am the version of myself that is having the most amazing life experience and is truly living out her desires or his desires. I'm truly in the best relationship of my life. I truly am a multimillionaire. I am it. I am any version of choice. You are God. You are God. You are the absolute. You are pure, unadulterated consciousness. Let that sink in. Let that really sink in. Let it sink in. And then ask yourself, what the hell have you been worried about? And what state are you in right now? Are you wasting your time in a victim state, looking outside of you? Why are we looking outside of ourselves if we are the only cause? It's wasting time, even though time's an illusion. You're God. Accept it. Love it. Now choose to be the version of yourself that has what you want. Yep. It's that simple. And on that note,